Well, here it is, mid-afternoon, and it's still raining pretty hard here in Bangor, Maine. Uh, I had a chance to do a little bit of work today, but not a whole lot. I was inside putting a floor down. Joy. But I told the boys to go home today. There's not much we can do, so I'm just sitting here relaxing. It's been a long day already, but I suppose it could be worse. I'm hoping sometime in the near future that I can get real busy on that foundation over there. I'm going to put a building there. It's going to be a training center, a training building. Yeah, it's quite a process. Sorry. Oh. All right, well, let's get down back a minute. Let's see. I gotta figure out what to do with that Mustang. There's a lot of work that needs to be done on it. Got a motor going in it. It's gonna be a racer, but I just don't have the time right now. But once the project's done in about a year, a little bit more, she's gonna be one hell of a racer. Just gotta remember to shorten up the wheelbase. That means I gotta cut the drive shaft. Shorten that up about 9 inches. And once I do that, it will be golden. I came in here earlier and there was a squirrel that was sitting up there. And I didn't see it, so I got out. And I was going to go over there to check and see how that foundation looked. And that thing literally started chirping at me like it was going to attack me. And I'm going, whoa, where'd you come from, little guy? And it bolted, but it ran inside this little trailer here with the foundation forms. So I went back up and I grabbed some peanuts. And I brought them down. I set them in that, I don't know if you can see it up right there. I put them in that little container right there, that little hole there. And I backed off and I stood over here on the storage shed. And I watched it literally stuff probably 5 friggin' peanuts, shells and all, in its mouth. And it bolted that way, so I don't know where it went. But anyways, I just wanted to tell you that because I thought it was funny as shit. Here I am, not afraid of much of anything. And a little squirrel scared the shit out of me, so. Yeah. But it's been a good day. It's a long day. Today went well. It's 11 after 4 now. So we're just wrapping up. I don't know. I just rambling here because I'm tired and didn't get a whole lot done, but happy what I did get done. So I'm just gonna wait for Monique to show up, and I've got to take her to get her hair done. The appointment's not until 6, but I figure if we show up about 5:30, they might bring her in early. I got a question. What is it with women in their hair and women in their fingernails? Jesus. I mean, I think she's beautiful just the way she is. She don't need to have a fancy haircut and sparkly fingernails for me to love her. I mean, she's beautiful. It's just, I don't know. But then again, on her side, I mean, us guys, we like fancy vehicles, and so yeah, I guess it goes both ways. But I got oh, by the way, I got a message from the kid I took home to Portland last night. He yeah, he wants to come back next week. He wants to do some work, and I told him, you know, I got no problem with that. Just from now on, we need to agree to disagree on things. I mean, he has a different viewpoint of life, but he's a good kid. I just, you know, he's freshly married, and they got a little boy on the way. They did verify, by the way. I thought I misunderstood. They did verify it is a little boy. They're gonna name him Toby, and I think that's a cute name. But I wish them well, you know. And like I tried to lecture him on it, that, you know, raising a baby is not easy. You sacrifice a lot of sleep. You're always on edge every time they cough or move. You think they're choking or something's wrong. You know, all I can say, and all I could say to him, is just day by day, just keep an eye on the little one. Love the little one every single moment. When they make a mess on the floor or poop their diaper, overlook it. That's what babies do. When they sit there and cry, it's for 3 reasons usually. 1, they're hungry. 2, they want to be held or they feel lonely. Or 3, they may have an earache or a toothache or something. I mean, don't get mad and scream when a baby cries, because that's what babies do. And he understood that. I asked him if he's ever in his life changed a diaper, and he said no. And I said, well, you'll learn. It's not bad, but have a clothespin for your nose sometimes, because it can get really smelly. And he goes, oh no, I got a weak stomach. And I said, well, like I said, don't let mommy do all the work. Help her out. But I think he's going to be a great father. I really do. I think he's going to do just fine. But anyways, to wrap this video, I'm going to go back up there. I'm not going to sit here waiting for her. I'm going to go up there and wait. I think he's going to do just fine. I mean, he's intelligent. He's smart. He's, you know, he knows what he's doing. He just needs a little bit of guidance. And I think he's going to do just fine. He may get a little panicky, you know, as all new parents do. You know, is the baby okay? You know, what's going on? But that's what it is to be, you know, be a new parent. We may not always see eye to eye on our kids, and you know, but remember, they're precious. Just because we don't see eye to eye on some of the things they do, you know, doesn't mean that they're bad. All children are precious, precious gifts. We should always remember that. Come over here, just watch the traffic till she gets here. I know, I got a boring life, don't I? I don't know if you can see it or not. Right directly center screen where those 3 rocks on top of each other are. That white thing you see on the other side, that's a flower box. There's I'll give you the story behind what it's about. There's a guy that we know, his name is Pat. I'm not going to give the last name, but his name is Patrick. He's up there in age. He used to be a landscaper, and his wife died 3 years ago. I don't know the circumstances behind what it was, but I know it was a very serious illness. Well, anyways, 15 years ago, they found a stray cat, a little kitten on the side of the road. They picked it up, and they took it home, nursed it back to health. And for 15, 16, 17 years, they kept that cat. I think it was 15 years. They kept the cat. It was part of the family. And when Patrick was diagnosed with cancer a year and a half ago, they said that his prognosis wasn't good at all. But he's been undergoing chemotherapy and radiotherapy treatments and cobalt plus medication. So he's not doing good at all. Well, when he was in the hospital, he got very sick. This was 2 weeks ago. He was in the hospital, and his cat got very sick as well. And one of his neighbors, who was in charge of taking care of the cat, noticed the cat was laying on the floor, wasn't moving. So she went over and figured it was sleeping. She was going to clean the floor, and he wasn't moving at all. Even when she tried to move him, he was just not moving. Anyway, she decided to take it to the vet, figured it may have something, seriously wrong, and they diagnosed the cat with leukemia. And I guess it had been going on for a while, just nobody noticed it. Well, the sad part is, the day Patrick gets out of the hospital 3 days ago, he went home, and his cat breathed his last breath in Patrick's arms. So that devastated him. He lost his wife, like I said, a few years ago. Now he lost the only person he had left. The cat was the only thing he had left. And he come up here to Grace Encounters, which is what this place is called. It's a tiny home project, but it's called Grace Encounters, Bangor, Maine. It's 1456 Union Street, by the way. And he was devastated, and he was crying, and he said, the cat, he called a shadow, said, "Shadow's gone, my wife's gone, I don't have any children, everybody in my family's gone, they've been gone for a long time." So he felt very much alone, and I made a recommendation. I said, well, we got 3 crosses right there, which represent Grace Encounters, which represents true Christianity. That's my belief. And I said, what better place to place the cat is at the feet of the cross. So with those 3 rocks, we took the excavator, and we dug down literally 6 feet. Just a deep hole 6 feet down. And we gathered around, we said a prayer for the cat, and we made a small casket for the cat. We homemade it, made it out of hardwood, we sealed it airtight, and we put it in there. And I went down and bought some flowers, real flowers, not fake ones, real flowers, which is what that flower box behind is. And we buried the cat, and Patrick knelt down, and he lost it. I mean, just crying. And you couldn't help but cry with him. I mean, you could see he was absolutely alone. So that not only is just a bunch of rocks, the flower box, it's a burial for the only family member he had left. And just talking about it, I just want to bawl my fucking eyes out, because I know how much pain that hurts. But anyways, I just wanted to let people know that we try to reach out to people. Some people will accept, some people won't. We can't force anybody, but we do a lot behind the scenes that the average person doesn't see. We help the homeless, we build tiny homes, we do landscaping, we do heavy machinery, we do construction, and here we helped a man who lost everything, who was also dying with cancer. We helped him at least bury the remaining family member, and the cat was a family member. So we try. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and preach to people, but I am going to say that it's a good thing to feel good about helping someone. But I guess there is a lot I want to say, but I don't want to make this video 90 minutes long. Monique and I, my girlfriend and I, we're engaged. We've separated a couple times, got back together because of certain issues. But we finally agreed to disagree, which is what I told the kid the other day. I mean, she's a little bit younger than me, and I'm kind of stubborn in a lot of areas, and I don't mean to be. It's just the way I was raised. Um, my former fiance and I, we broke up horribly because she was cheating on me, and just a lot of issues took place. And Monique knows all about that. She's taught the Legal Shield, so she's seen all the paperwork and the messages and the videos that we did, and she's seen it all. I mean, I don't hide nothing from her. But she made a statement that if we ever get to that point, we'll go to counseling and we'll work it out. So Monique is a very, very beautiful young lady. She's extremely intelligent. She's almost pure Italian, so you don't want to piss her off. That's not a good thing to piss her off. Believe me, I can tell you from experience. The words come out of her mouth will make a pirate cry. But she's a beautiful, beautiful lady. We are engaged, and we've set the date for October 12th, which is my birthday. That's when we're going to tie the knot. And everybody in the world is invited except for my former. And I mean that. If she shows up at the wedding, she's going to be escorted off in ways she's never thought of. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up and let you know that sometimes in life we just have to be human, you know. Live your life with autonomy. Don't try to live according to someone else's expectation. It doesn't work that way. You can't live under somebody else's guidelines. You have to live your own life. So what I mean by that is just be who you are, be happy. If you can look in the mirror and be happy with what you see, then you're living a good life. If you're not happy with what you see, then maybe there are things you might want to change. I've had to do the same thing. I've had to look in the mirror, and I was disgusted at what I saw. Like I said before, you know, a former drug addict, a former alcoholic, you know, I know what it is to be disgusted with yourself. And if you get to that point, it's time for a change. And it has to come from inside. It has to come from you. It has to come from your heart. You have to have the desire to change. Okay, everybody, well, I'm not going to get into a counseling session, so I'm going to say be kind to each other. Pay it forward whenever you can. And most importantly, be kind to yourselves. Because at the end of the day, you deserve it. Be safe, everybody.